How to be happy every day, even when life is hard. Introduction. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly happy? Not just smiling for a photo or laughing at a meme, but that deep down, peaceful kind of happiness. Sounds rare, right? Here's the thing. Life is messy, unpredictable, and let's be honest, sometimes downright hard. Between work deadlines, family responsibilities, and unexpected challenges, it's easy to feel like happiness is out of reach. But what if I told you that happiness isn't about having a perfect life or avoiding tough times? It's about embracing the small, powerful habits that can help you find joy and contentment, even when life feels overwhelming. These habits don't require a lot of time or money. They just require a shift in perspective and a little daily effort. In today's video, we're going to explore practical, science-backed strategies that can help you feel happier every day. From gratitude and connection to mindfulness and movement, these tools will empower you to take control of your happiness, no matter what life throws your way. Ready to transform your outlook and your life? Let's dive in. Chapter 1. Understanding happiness. Let's start by clearing up a common misunderstanding about happiness. A lot of people think being happy means you have to be cheerful all the time, or that you should never feel sad, frustrated, or upset. But that's not true at all. Happiness isn't about forcing a smile or pretending everything is perfect. It's about creating balance in your life and learning to appreciate the little moments of joy, even when things aren't going your way. Think about this. Studies show that happiness is influenced by 3 main factors. About 50% of it comes from your genetics, meaning some people naturally feel more upbeat than others. It's just how they're wired. Then there's 10% that's based on your circumstances, things like where you live, your job, or your financial situation. Surprisingly, that's not as big of a factor as we might think. The remaining 40% is determined by your mindset and the habits you practice daily. That's the exciting part. It means nearly half of your happiness is completely within your control. By focusing on small, consistent actions and shifting your perspective, you have the power to create a happier life, no matter what challenges you're facing. Chapter 2. Gratitude as a superpower. Gratitude is more than just saying thank you when someone holds the door open. It's a way of life that has the power to transform how you see the world and experience happiness. When you practice gratitude regularly, you train your mind to focus on what's good in your life, instead of getting stuck on what's missing or what's going wrong. It's a shift in perspective that can bring a profound sense of peace and contentment, no matter the challenges you're facing. Let's break it down. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the hard parts of life. Instead, it's about noticing the things, big and small, that bring value to your day. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of birds chirping, or the fact that you woke up healthy this morning. These moments might seem small, but when you acknowledge and appreciate them, they start to add up, creating a foundation of positivity that you can lean on. There's plenty of science to back this up too. Researchers have found that people who actively practice gratitude experience better sleep, lower levels of stress, and higher levels of happiness. Gratitude also helps to reduce negative emotions like envy, resentment, and regret, leaving more mental space for joy and optimism. Essentially, it's a tool that rewires your brain, training it to focus on the positive aspects of life and become more resilient during tough times. So, how can you start incorporating gratitude into your daily routine? One of the easiest methods is keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be life-changing. Sometimes the simplest things have the biggest impact. For example, you could jot down, "I'm grateful for the delicious coffee I had this morning," or "I'm thankful for the cozy blanket that kept me warm last night." Over time, this habit trains your mind to naturally look for the good in your day. If journaling isn't your style, try expressing gratitude in other ways. Take a moment to thank someone in your life, whether it's a friend, a family member, or even a coworker. A heartfelt thank you can not only boost your mood, but also strengthen your relationships. Alternatively, spend a few quiet minutes reflecting on what you're grateful for before going to bed or when you wake up in the morning. Gratitude is contagious. When you start to focus on the positives, you'll notice how it influences the people around you, creating a ripple effect of kindness and appreciation. Remember, practicing gratitude doesn't mean life will suddenly become perfect. It means you'll be better equipped to handle challenges and savor the moments that make life truly special. Over time, this mindset will help you build a happier, more fulfilling life, one thankful moment at a time. Chapter 3. The Power of Connection. Human beings are wired for connection. It's in our DNA. From the moment we're born, relationships play a crucial role in shaping who we are and how happy we feel. Whether it's with family, friends, or even a pet, meaningful connections give us a sense of belonging and purpose. But in today's fast-paced digital world, it's easy to feel isolated, even when we're constantly connected online. That's why it's more important than ever to nurture real, face-to-face relationships and build a support system that uplifts you. Think about the last time you had a deep conversation with a close friend or shared a laugh with someone you care about. Chances are, those moments left you feeling lighter, more understood, and genuinely happy. That's because when we connect with others, our brains release oxytocin, often called the love hormone. This chemical boosts feelings of trust, bonding, and overall well-being. In fact, studies show that people with strong social connections tend to be happier, healthier, and even live longer than those who feel isolated. Building and maintaining these connections doesn't have to be complicated. Start by reaching out to people who matter to you. A simple text, phone call, or coffee date can go a long way in strengthening relationships. And don't underestimate the power of small gestures. Sending a thoughtful message, remembering someone's birthday, or simply listening without judgment can deepen bonds and create lasting happiness. If you're feeling lonely or disconnected, there are ways to rebuild your social circle. Join a club or group that aligns with your interests, whether it's a book club, a fitness class, or a volunteer organization. These environments naturally encourage interaction and help you meet people who share your passions. Pets can also provide an incredible source of companionship. A wagging tail or a purring cat can bring joy and comfort, reminding us that connection isn't limited to humans. Remember that connection starts with yourself. Taking care of your mental and emotional well-being makes it easier to build positive relationships with others. Practice self-compassion, be honest about your needs, and don't be afraid to seek help when you need it. Happiness isn't a solo journey. It's something we create and share together. By investing in the relationships that matter, you're not just building a support system, you're cultivating a key ingredient for lasting happiness. Chapter 4. Celebrate small wins. In the pursuit of happiness, we often fixate on achieving big milestones, landing a dream job, buying a house, or reaching a major life goal. While these moments are certainly rewarding, they don't happen every day. What if, instead of waiting for those occasional victories, you could find joy in the small wins that happen all the time? Learning to celebrate these smaller moments is a powerful way to feel happy daily and stay motivated, even when life feels overwhelming. Small wins are the everyday accomplishments that might seem insignificant at first glance, but carry a lot of meaning when you stop to recognize them. Did you finally finish that pile of laundry you've been putting off? That's a win. Did you check off an item from your to-do list or manage to squeeze in a quick workout? Another win. Even something as simple as waking up on time, cooking a healthy meal, or making someone smile counts. These moments might not make headlines, but they're building blocks for a fulfilling life. The science behind celebrating small wins is fascinating. Each time you acknowledge an achievement, no matter how minor, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, the feel-good chemical. This dopamine boost creates a sense of pleasure and reinforces positive behavior, making you more likely to keep going. Over time, celebrating small wins helps you develop a mindset of progress and gratitude, shifting your focus from what you haven't done to what you've accomplished. So, how do you make this practice part of your daily life? Start by keeping a journal or a simple list where you can jot down your small wins each day. This doesn't need to be fancy. A quick note in your phone or a sticky note on your desk works just as well. At the end of the day, review your list and take a moment to feel proud of what you've done. You'll be amazed at how these little acknowledgements add up to a bigger sense of achievement. Another great way to celebrate small wins is by rewarding yourself. Rewards don't have to be elaborate or expensive. A cup of your favorite coffee, a relaxing walk, or a few minutes of your favorite hobby can do the trick. The key is to create a positive association between effort and reward, which motivates you to keep striving. Remember, life isn't just about reaching the summit. It's about enjoying the climb. By shifting your focus to the small wins, you're training your mind to appreciate the journey rather than waiting for the destination. This doesn't mean you should stop setting big goals, those are still important, but recognizing and celebrating the little things along the way gives you the energy and optimism to keep going. In tough times, small wins can also serve as anchors. When life feels chaotic or uncertain, finding joy in small victories can remind you that progress is still happening. Maybe you managed to get out of bed on a rough day or stayed calm during a stressful situation. These moments might seem trivial, but they're evidence of your resilience and strength. Celebrating small wins is about embracing the idea that every step forward, no matter how small, is worth acknowledging. It's a reminder that happiness isn't something you'll find someday. It's something you can cultivate every day, one small victory at a time. Chapter 5. Movement and mindfulness. Happiness isn't just a mental state, it's deeply connected to how we treat our bodies and minds. Movement and mindfulness are two powerful tools that can help you stay grounded, reduce stress, and feel more positive, even during life's toughest moments. By incorporating these practices into your daily routine, you can create a sustainable foundation for happiness. Let's start with movement. Our bodies are designed to move, and when we stay active, we not only keep ourselves physically healthy, but also boost our emotional well-being. Exercise releases endorphins, often called feel-good hormones, which can instantly lift your mood and help you combat stress. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you need to spend hours at the gym or train for a marathon. Even small amounts of physical activity like a 15-minute walk, a quick yoga session, or dancing to your favorite song can make a big difference. The beauty of movement is that it's adaptable to your lifestyle and preferences. Not a fan of traditional workouts? That's okay. Find activities you enjoy. Maybe it's gardening, hiking, swimming, or even playing a sport with friends. The goal is to get your body moving in a way that feels fun and natural to you. Consistency is more important than intensity. Regular movement, even in small doses, can have a cumulative positive impact on your mood and energy levels. Now let's talk about mindfulness. In a world filled with constant distractions, It's easy to get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Mindfulness helps bring you back to the present moment, where happiness actually resides. It's the practice of being fully aware of what you're doing, feeling and experiencing right now, without judgment. Mindfulness can take many forms, from meditation and deep breathing to simply paying attention to your surroundings. You don't need a special app or a quiet room to practice mindfulness. It can be as simple as focusing on the sensation of your feet hitting the ground as you walk, or savoring the taste of your morning coffee without distractions. These small moments of awareness help calm your mind and create space for positivity to grow. One of the most effective mindfulness techniques is deep breathing. When you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, take a few minutes to pause and breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale through your mouth for 4 counts. This simple exercise activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps reduce stress and brings a sense of calm. Combining movement with mindfulness can amplify the benefits of both practices. For example, try mindful walking. Pay attention to the rhythm of your steps, the sound of birds, or the feeling of the breeze on your skin. Yoga is another great way to blend movement and mindfulness, as it encourages you to focus on your breath and body while stretching and strengthening your muscles. If you're new to mindfulness, start small. Set aside just 5 minutes a day to practice. Over time, you can gradually increase the duration as it becomes a natural part of your routine. The goal isn't perfection, but progress. Mindfulness is a lifelong skill that gets easier with practice. Movement and mindfulness are especially powerful during challenging times. When life feels overwhelming, physical activity can help release pent-up tension, while mindfulness allows you to process emotions without being consumed by them. Together, they create a sense of balance and resilience, helping you face difficulties with clarity and strength. Remember, happiness isn't about avoiding stress or hardship. It's about finding ways to navigate them with grace. By embracing movement and mindfulness, you're giving yourself the tools to stay present, energized, and optimistic, no matter what life throws your way. Chapter 6. Shifting your perspective. Life is full of ups and downs, and while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. This is where the power of perspective comes in. Shifting your perspective isn't about denying the challenges or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about choosing to see the bigger picture and finding meaning, even in difficult situations. When things go wrong, our natural tendency is to ask, "Why is this happening to me?" It's a valid question, but staying stuck in it can lead to feelings of frustration, anger, or hopelessness. Instead, try asking a different question. What can I learn from this? Or, how can I grow through this experience? These questions don't erase the pain or difficulty, but they help you shift from a victim mindset to one of empowerment. For example, imagine you didn't get the promotion you were hoping for. At first, it's easy to feel defeated or question your worth. But by shifting your perspective, you might realize this is an opportunity to develop new skills, explore other career paths, or focus on aspects of your job that you enjoy. It's not about ignoring the disappointment. It's about reframing it in a way that helps you move forward. Perspective shifts are deeply rooted in gratitude and self-awareness. One helpful practice is to keep a journal where you write about challenges you're facing and reflect on what they might be teaching you. Over time, you'll start to notice patterns of growth and resilience in your responses to adversity. Another technique is to practice mindfulness when confronting problems. Instead of immediately reacting, pause and take a step back. Imagine you're an observer watching the situation unfold. What advice would you give to a friend in your shoes? This shift in viewpoint often reveals solutions or insights that weren't clear before. It's also important to remember that most challenges are temporary. When you're in the middle of a tough situation, it can feel like it will last forever, but that's rarely the case. Remind yourself of the phrase, "This too shall pass." Think about other difficult times in your life, moments that seemed insurmountable at the time, but eventually resolved or became less intense. Knowing that the storm will eventually pass can help you navigate it with patience and grace. Perspective shifts are not just for big life events. They're just as powerful for everyday annoyances. Let's say you're stuck in traffic. Instead of focusing on the delay and feeling irritated, consider it an opportunity to listen to a favorite podcast, reflect on your day, or practice deep breathing. It's a small adjustment, but it can make a big difference in how you experience the situation. One of the most profound shifts in perspective is embracing the idea that challenges are a natural part of life. They don't mean you're failing or doing something wrong. They're simply part of the human experience. In fact, some of the happiest and most successful people in the world attribute their growth and success to the lessons they learned during tough times. Every challenge carries the potential for growth, and every obstacle is an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. Surround yourself with people who inspire and uplift you. Their perspectives can offer valuable insights and remind you that you're not alone. Sometimes, hearing how someone else overcame a similar challenge can provide the clarity and motivation you need to tackle your own. Shifting your perspective is about taking ownership of your happiness. Life will always have its difficulties, but by choosing to view them as stepping stones rather than roadblocks, you can create a mindset that fosters resilience, optimism, and lasting happiness. Chapter 7. Cultivating Purpose and Meaning. Happiness is more than just fleeting moments of joy. It's about finding a deeper sense of fulfillment that carries you through life's ups and downs. That fulfillment often stems from purpose and meaning. Purpose gives your life direction, while meaning helps you make sense of your experiences and connect them to what truly matters. Together, they create a foundation for happiness that can withstand even the most challenging circumstances. Purpose isn't something reserved for extraordinary people or monumental achievements. It can be found in the simplest of things: caring for loved ones, helping a friend in need, creating something that brings you joy, or contributing to your community in a small but meaningful way. Purpose is deeply personal. It's not about meeting someone else's expectations or conforming to societal ideals. It's about what resonates with you, what makes you feel alive, and what gives your life a sense of direction. Finding your purpose starts with reflection. Take time to think about the moments when you feel most fulfilled. Perhaps it's when you're helping others, creating art, solving problems, or spending time with family. Reflect on the activities that make you lose track of time because you're so immersed in them. Consider the causes or issues that spark a fire within you. Those are often clues to where your purpose lies. Once you have a sense of what gives your life meaning, the next step is to incorporate it into your daily actions. This doesn't mean you need to overhaul your life overnight. Even small, intentional steps can have a profound impact. For example, if your purpose involves helping others, you might start by volunteering a few hours a week, or simply reaching out to someone who needs support. If you find meaning in creativity, set aside time to paint, write, or pursue a hobby that lights you up. Living with purpose doesn't require grand gestures or perfect circumstances. It's about making choices that align with your values and priorities, even in the face of obstacles. For instance, if your job feels unfulfilling, you might find purpose in how you approach your work, perhaps by mentoring a colleague, improving processes, or finding ways to make a difference in your workplace. Purpose isn't about what you do, it's about why you do it. In difficult times, purpose becomes a source of strength. When challenges arise, having a clear sense of what matters most helps you stay focused and resilient. It reminds you that life's hardships don't define you. They're simply part of your journey. Instead of being overwhelmed by setbacks, you can view them as opportunities to learn, grow, and deepen your connection to what truly matters. Cultivating purpose and meaning is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. As you grow and evolve, your sense of purpose may shift. That's okay. What's important is to stay open to new experiences and insights that can guide you toward greater fulfillment. Purpose is less about finding a destination and more about embracing the journey with curiosity and intention. Living a life of purpose and meaning isn't about chasing happiness. It's about creating a life that feels rich, authentic, and deeply satisfying. When you align your actions with your values and focus on what truly matters, happiness becomes a natural byproduct. In every choice you make, big or small, there's an opportunity to connect with your purpose and bring more meaning into your life. Chapter 8. Embracing self-compassion. Happiness often feels out of reach when we're our own harshest critic. It's easy to spiral into negativity when we focus on our perceived shortcomings or compare ourselves to others. However, one of the most powerful yet underestimated ways to cultivate happiness is through self-compassion. Learning to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a close friend can transform how you navigate challenges and, ultimately, how happy you feel. Self-compassion isn't about letting yourself off the hook or ignoring areas where you can grow. Instead, it's about acknowledging your struggles and imperfections without judgment. It's recognizing that being human means making mistakes, experiencing failure, and facing difficulties. It's a shared experience, not something that isolates you. By embracing this mindset, you can approach yourself with gentleness rather than harsh criticism. The first step to practicing self-compassion is self-awareness. When you're feeling down, take a moment to notice how you're talking to yourself. Are you being supportive, or are you berating yourself for not being good enough? Imagine what you would say to a dear friend in a similar situation. Chances are you'd offer encouragement and reassurance, not criticism. Now try to direct those same compassionate words toward yourself. Another important element of self-compassion is recognizing that no one has it all figured out. It's easy to look at others and assume they're thriving while you're struggling, but everyone faces challenges. Social media often amplifies this illusion by showing only the highlights of people's lives. When you're hard on yourself, remind yourself that you're not alone. Your struggles are part of the human experience, not a sign of personal failure. Self-compassion also involves taking care of your emotional and physical needs. When you're going through a tough time, prioritize rest, nourishment, and activities that bring you comfort. This could mean taking a break from work to recharge, spending time in nature, or indulging in a favorite hobby. It's not selfish to prioritize your well-being. It's essential for maintaining your happiness and resilience. One of the most powerful self-compassion practices is learning to forgive yourself. Holding on to guilt or regret can weigh heavily on your happiness. If you've made a mistake, acknowledge it, learn from it, and then let it go. Remember that growth comes from imperfections, not despite them. Every misstep is an opportunity to learn and evolve, and forgiving yourself is an act of self-love that allows you to move forward with grace. Mindfulness can also play a significant role in cultivating self-compassion. When negative thoughts arise, mindfulness helps you observe them without being consumed by them. Instead of spiraling into self-criticism, you can take a step back and see your thoughts for what they are, temporary and not reflective of your worth. Try practicing a simple mindfulness exercise. When you notice a self-critical thought, pause, take a deep breath, and reframe the thought with kindness. For example, replace "I can't believe I messed up again" with "I'm learning and it's okay to make mistakes." Self-compassion is especially important during difficult times. When life feels overwhelming, being kind to yourself can create a sense of stability and hope. Instead of pushing through stress or ignoring your feelings, allow yourself the space to process and heal. Acknowledge that it's okay to feel vulnerable and seek support when needed. The act of being kind to yourself during tough moments not only helps you endure them, but also builds your inner strength for the future. Over time, self-compassion becomes a habit, reshaping how you see yourself and the world. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, from self-criticism to self-acceptance. And as you become kinder to yourself, you may find it easier to extend that kindness to others, deepening your connections and creating a ripple effect of positivity. Embracing self-compassion doesn't mean you'll never feel unhappy or struggle with doubt. It means you'll have the tools to handle those moments with greater ease and resilience. By treating yourself with care and understanding, you're not only nurturing your happiness, but also laying the groundwork for a more fulfilling and joyful life. Chapter 9. The Art of Letting Go. One of the greatest obstacles to happiness is holding on to things that no longer serve us. Grudges, regrets, fears, and even outdated goals. The act of letting go can feel daunting, but it's one of the most liberating and transformative steps you can take toward lasting happiness. Letting go doesn't mean giving up or forgetting. It means releasing the emotional weight tied to something so you can move forward with freedom and peace. We all carry emotional baggage, often without realizing it. Sometimes it's a past mistake we can't forgive ourselves for, or a relationship that left us hurt and bitter. Other times, it's the fear of failure, rejection, or change that keeps us stuck in a cycle of worry and inaction. While it's natural to hold on to these feelings, doing so can prevent you from fully experiencing the present and finding joy in the here and now. Letting go starts with awareness. Take some time to reflect on what's weighing you down. Is it an unresolved conflict, a lingering regret, or an unrealistic expectation you've placed on yourself? Naming the source of your emotional burden is the first step toward releasing it. Often, we avoid this process because facing our pain or fear feels uncomfortable, but avoiding it only keeps us tethered to it. By acknowledging what you're holding onto, you take the first step toward freedom. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful ways to let go. This doesn't mean condoning hurtful actions or pretending they didn't happen. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the grip of anger and resentment, which can eat away at your happiness. When you forgive, you're not letting the other person off the hook. You're letting yourself off the hook. You're choosing peace over bitterness. If forgiveness feels difficult, remind yourself that it's a process, not a single act. Start small, and over time, you may find the burden lifting. Another crucial aspect of letting go is releasing regret. We all have moments we wish we could redo, words we shouldn't have said, decisions we wish we'd made differently. But dwelling on the past doesn't change it. It only robs you of the present. Instead of ruminating on what went wrong, focus on what you can learn from the experience. What did it teach you about yourself? How can you use that knowledge to grow? By reframing regret as a lesson rather than a mistake, you can transform it into a source of empowerment. Letting go also applies to fear. Fear of failure, fear of change, or fear of the unknown can paralyze us, keeping us from pursuing our dreams or stepping out of our comfort zones. To overcome this, Start by challenging the stories you tell yourself about your fears. For example, if you're afraid of starting something new because you might fail, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen, and what's the best that could happen? Often you'll find that the potential for growth and joy far outweighs the risk. Practicing mindfulness can be a valuable tool in the process of letting go. When you find yourself clinging to negative emotions or thoughts, pause and take a deep breath. Focus on the present moment, reminding yourself that the past is gone and the future hasn't arrived yet. Mindfulness helps you break the cycle of attachment to things you can't control, allowing you to redirect your energy toward what you can influence. Letting go isn't just about emotions. It can also mean decluttering your physical and mental space. Are there possessions, habits, or routines that no longer serve you? Simplifying your environment can create a sense of clarity and ease, making room for new opportunities and experiences. Similarly, letting go of perfectionism and unrealistic expectations can help you embrace life as it is, with all its imperfections. The journey of letting go isn't linear. There will be days when it feels easy and days when it feels impossible. Be patient with yourself and recognize that letting go is an act of self-care and courage. Each time you release something that's been holding you back, you create space for new growth, happiness, and opportunities. Letting go is about choosing freedom over attachment. It's about allowing yourself to move forward without the weight of the past dragging you down. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you make room for what truly matters: peace, joy, and the ability to live fully in the present. Letting go is not about loss. It's about gaining the life you deserve. Chapter 10. Building a sustainable happiness routine. Happiness is not a one-time achievement or a fleeting emotion. It's a state of being that can be cultivated and nurtured through consistent habits and intentional actions. While life circumstances may change, the key to sustaining happiness lies in creating a daily routine that supports your well-being and aligns with your values. Building a sustainable happiness routine means integrating practices into your life that nurture your mind, body, and spirit, ensuring that happiness becomes a natural and enduring part of your life. A happiness routine begins with awareness. Take a moment to reflect on your daily habits and how they impact your mood and energy. Are your current routines bringing you closer to happiness, or are they draining your joy? Many of us get caught in patterns of rushing, overcommitting, or neglecting self-care, leaving little room for the things that truly make us happy. By becoming aware of these patterns, you can begin to make conscious choices about how to spend your time and energy. One of the most effective ways to cultivate happiness is to start your day with intention. Instead of diving straight into your to-do list or scrolling through your phone, dedicate the first few minutes of your morning to practices that set a positive tone. This might include expressing gratitude, meditating, journaling, or simply enjoying a quiet cup of tea while reflecting on what you're looking forward to that day. These small but powerful rituals help anchor your mind in positivity and create a sense of calm before the busyness of the day begins. Movement is another essential part of a happiness routine. Physical activity not only benefits your body, but also boosts your mood by releasing endorphins, reducing stress, and increasing energy levels. You don't need to commit to an intense workout. Gentle stretching, a walk around your neighborhood, or a quick dance session in your living room can be just as effective. The key is to find an activity you enjoy and make it a regular part of your day. Incorporating moments of connection is equally important. Human beings are social creatures, and meaningful relationships are a cornerstone of happiness. Make it a habit to reach out to loved ones, whether it's through a phone call, a heartfelt text, or spending quality time together in person. Even brief interactions like smiling at a stranger or chatting with a coworker can uplift your mood and strengthen your sense of community. Mindfulness is another practice that can transform your routine. By focusing on the present moment, you can reduce stress and cultivate a deeper sense of appreciation for life's simple pleasures. Throughout your day, take time to pause and tune into your senses. Notice the warmth of the sun on your skin, the aroma of your meal, or the sound of birds outside your window. These moments of mindfulness bring you back to the here and now, where happiness resides. Purposeful breaks are also vital for maintaining happiness. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to feel pressured to be constantly productive, but rest and relaxation are essential for your well-being. Schedule regular breaks in your day to recharge, whether that means taking a short walk, practicing deep breathing, or simply sitting in silence. These moments of rest help prevent burnout and allow you to return to your tasks with renewed focus and energy. Cultivating happiness also involves feeding your mind with positivity. Surround yourself with uplifting influences, whether it's reading inspiring books, listening to motivational podcasts, or engaging in creative activities that bring you joy. Be mindful of the media you consume, as it can significantly impact your mood and mindset. Choose content that empowers and uplifts you rather than leaving you feeling drained or discouraged. At the end of the day, take time to reflect on what went well and what brought you joy. This practice of gratitude and reflection helps you recognize the positive moments in your life and reinforces a mindset of appreciation. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, or highlight small wins that made your day meaningful. This simple habit trains your brain to focus on the good and carries a sense of happiness into the next day. Creating a sustainable happiness routine isn't about perfection or doing everything at once. It's about making small, intentional changes that add up over time. Start by choosing 1 or 2 practices that resonate with you and gradually build on them as they become habits. Remember that happiness is not a destination, but a journey, and your routine is a roadmap that guides you along the way. Life will inevitably have its challenges, but with a sustainable happiness routine, you'll have the tools to navigate them with resilience and grace. By prioritizing practices that nurture your well-being and align with your values, you can create a life that feels joyful, meaningful, and authentically yours. Happiness isn't something you wait for, it's something you build, one day at a time. Chapter 11. The Role of Resilience in Happiness. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. No matter how carefully you plan or how optimistic your outlook, obstacles will arise. But what separates those who crumble under pressure from those who find their way back to happiness is resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, adapt to change, and continue moving forward with a sense of purpose and optimism. It's not about avoiding difficulties, but rather about learning how to navigate them with strength and grace. Resilience begins with mindset. The way you perceive challenges plays a significant role in how you respond to them. When faced with a setback, it's natural to feel frustration, sadness, or even fear. These emotions are valid and deserve acknowledgement. However, resilience requires a shift in perspective, from viewing challenges as insurmountable problems to seeing them as opportunities for growth. This doesn't mean minimizing the difficulty of the situation, but rather recognizing that hardships often carry valuable lessons and chances for personal development. One of the most effective ways to build resilience is by fostering self-belief. When you trust in your ability to overcome challenges, you're more likely to take proactive steps towards solutions. Think back to a time when you faced a difficult situation and came out stronger on the other side. Reminding yourself of past successes can reinforce the belief that you have the strength and resourcefulness to handle whatever comes your way. Another key component of resilience is flexibility. Life rarely goes according to plan, and clinging to rigid expectations can lead to disappointment and frustration. Resilient individuals embrace change and adjust their approach when necessary. This doesn't mean giving up on your goals. It means being open to alternative paths and solutions. Flexibility allows you to adapt to new circumstances without losing sight of what's important. A strong support system is also crucial for resilience. While inner strength is essential, no one thrives alone. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you: friends, family, mentors, or even support groups. Sharing your struggles and seeking guidance can provide fresh perspectives and emotional relief. Knowing that you're not alone in your journey can make challenges feel less daunting. Resilience is deeply tied to self-care. When you're physically and emotionally depleted, it's harder to cope with difficulties. Prioritize activities that replenish your energy and nourish your spirit, whether it's exercise, meditation, hobbies, or simply getting enough rest. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's a foundational aspect of resilience. A well-rested and healthy mind is better equipped to handle stress and find solutions. Another powerful tool for building resilience is mindfulness. When you're faced with adversity, it's easy to become overwhelmed by worries about the future or regrets about the past. Mindfulness helps anchor you in the present moment, allowing you to focus on what you can control. For example, if you're dealing with a challenging work situation, mindfulness can help you break the problem into smaller, manageable steps, rather than being consumed by the overall stress. Resilient people also cultivate a sense of gratitude, even during tough times. Gratitude doesn't erase difficulties, but it shifts your focus toward the positive aspects of your life. When you actively look for things to be thankful for, a supportive friend, a moment of laughter, or even a lesson learned from a challenge, you're training your brain to see the silver linings. This doesn't mean ignoring pain, but rather balancing it with appreciation for the good that still exists. Resilience involves a commitment to keep going, even when it feels hard. This doesn't mean pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion or ignoring your emotions. It means acknowledging your struggles, seeking support when needed, and taking small steps forward. Progress might be slow and setbacks may occur, but resilience is about persistence, not perfection. Building resilience strengthens your emotional foundation and enhances your overall happiness. It equips you to face life's uncertainties with courage and optimism. Instead of being derailed by challenges, you learn to navigate them with confidence, emerging stronger and more self-aware. Resilience is not just a trait you're born with, it's a skill you can develop. By embracing it, you create a life that's not only happier, but also more balanced, meaningful, and fulfilling. Chapter 12. The Power of Giving and Kindness. Happiness has a remarkable way of multiplying when it's shared. One of the most profound ways to cultivate lasting joy is through acts of giving and kindness. When we give to others, whether it's our time, resources, or support, we create connections that enrich both our lives and theirs. Kindness is a simple yet transformative act that not only brings happiness to those we help, but also strengthens our own sense of purpose and fulfillment. At its core, giving is about contributing to something beyond ourselves. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day pursuit of personal goals and comforts, but true happiness often comes from knowing that we've made a positive impact on someone else's life. This doesn't mean you have to make grand gestures or donate large sums of money. Giving can take many forms, from volunteering in your community to offering a listening ear to someone in need or sharing a skill that can benefit others. The science behind giving and happiness is compelling. Research shows that when we engage in acts of kindness, our brains release feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, creating a natural high often referred to as the helper's glow. These acts also activate the parts of the brain associated with connection and reward, reinforcing a sense of social belonging and purpose. In fact, studies suggest that people who regularly engage in giving or volunteer work report higher levels of life satisfaction and lower levels of stress and depression. Kindness doesn't have to be planned or elaborate. Some of the most meaningful acts are spontaneous and personal. It could be as simple as helping a stranger carry their groceries, writing a heartfelt note to a friend, or paying for someone's coffee. These small gestures have a ripple effect. When someone experiences kindness, they're more likely to pay it forward, creating a chain reaction of positivity that spreads far beyond the initial act. Giving also fosters gratitude. When you help others, you often gain a deeper appreciation for what you have. It's not about comparing yourself to others, but about recognizing the abundance in your own life. This shift in perspective can help you feel more content and grounded, even during challenging times. For example, volunteering at a shelter or supporting a cause you care about can remind you of the power of community and the importance of supporting one another. An important aspect of giving is that it's not just about material resources, it's about connection. In today's fast-paced, often individualistic world, acts of kindness remind us of our shared humanity. They bridge gaps between people, foster empathy, and create bonds that enrich our lives. Whether it's offering encouragement to a colleague, mentoring someone who's just starting out, or simply being present for a loved one, these moments of connection can have a lasting impact. While giving is deeply rewarding, it's important to approach it with authenticity and balance. True generosity comes from a place of genuine care and compassion, not obligation or expectation. When you give, focus on the act itself rather than anticipating a specific outcome or recognition. This mindset allows you to experience the full joy of giving without becoming attached to external validation. At the same time, remember that kindness toward yourself is just as important as kindness toward others. Giving too much without replenishing your own energy can lead to burnout and resentment. It's okay to set boundaries and ensure that your acts of giving are sustainable and aligned with your values. Self-compassion and self-care are essential for maintaining the emotional capacity to give generously and joyfully. The power of giving and kindness lies in its ability to create a sense of purpose, connection, and shared happiness. When you make a conscious effort to brighten someone else's day, you not only contribute to their well-being, but also strengthen your own. The beauty of kindness is that it transcends barriers. It doesn't matter who you are, where you live, or how much you have to give. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, has the potential to make a difference. In a world that can sometimes feel divided or overwhelming, kindness is a powerful reminder of our shared humanity. It brings us back to what truly matters: connection, empathy, and the joy of helping one another. By making kindness a regular part of your life, you create a ripple effect that spreads happiness far and wide, enriching your own journey and the lives of those around you. Chapter 13. Finding Joy in Simplicity. In a world filled with constant noise, demands, and distractions, the pursuit of happiness often feels tied to achieving more possessions, more success, more recognition. However, true and lasting joy often lies not in accumulation, but in simplicity. By focusing on what truly matters and decluttering your life, both physically and mentally, you can create space for a deeper sense of contentment and peace. Simplicity begins with decluttering your environment. Take a look around your home or workspace. Are there items you no longer use, clothes you never wear, or objects that simply take up space? These things, though seemingly harmless, can weigh you down by creating a sense of chaos or overwhelm. Start by sorting through one area at a time. Donate, recycle, or discard items that no longer serve a purpose in your life. By creating a cleaner, more intentional space, you also clear your mind and make room for the things that truly bring you joy. Simplicity is not just about physical possessions. It's also about decluttering your mental and emotional space. Many of us carry unnecessary stress, expectations, and worries that complicate our lives and hinder our happiness. Simplifying your mindset involves letting go of perfectionism, reducing self-imposed pressure, and prioritizing what truly aligns with your values. Ask yourself, are you chasing goals because they fulfill you, or because you feel you should be pursuing them? Simplifying your priorities allows you to focus your energy on what genuinely matters. Simplicity also extends to how we spend our time. In a culture that glorifies busyness, it's easy to feel that we must fill every moment with productivity. But constantly rushing from one task to another can leave you exhausted and disconnected from the present moment. Instead, try to slow down and savor your experiences. Enjoy a meal without distractions, take a walk without checking your phone, or simply sit quietly and reflect on your day. These small acts of mindfulness bring you back to the present, where joy naturally resides. Another aspect of finding joy in simplicity is embracing minimalism in your commitments. Many of us say yes to too many obligations, stretching ourselves thin and leaving little room for what truly matters. Simplify your schedule by learning to say no to things that don't align with your priorities. This doesn't mean withdrawing from the world, it means making intentional choices about where you invest your time and energy. By doing less, you create the opportunity to do more of what brings you happiness and fulfillment. Nature is one of the greatest teachers of simplicity. Spending time outdoors, surrounded by the beauty of the natural world, can remind you of life's inherent joys. Watching a sunset, feeling the breeze on your face, or listening to birdsong doesn't require effort or expense. It's pure, uncomplicated happiness. Make it a habit to connect with nature regularly, whether it's through hiking, gardening, or simply sitting under a tree. These moments of connection with the earth ground you and help you appreciate the richness of life's simplest pleasures. Simplicity also teaches us to find joy in the ordinary. Happiness isn't always about extraordinary experiences or grand gestures. It's often found in everyday moments: a cup of coffee in the morning, a kind word from a friend, or the satisfaction of completing a task. By shifting your focus to these small, meaningful moments, you can cultivate gratitude and contentment in your daily life. An important part of embracing simplicity is learning to let go of comparison. In today's digital age, it's easy to get caught up in what others are doing, achieving, or possessing. But comparing your life to someone else's often leads to feelings of inadequacy and discontent. Instead, focus on your own journey and celebrate your unique path. Simplicity reminds us that happiness isn't about keeping up with others. It's about being true to ourselves. Simplicity invites you to cultivate meaningful relationships. In a busy world, it's easy to let connections with loved ones take a backseat to work or obligations. Simplifying your life allows you to prioritize these relationships, creating space for quality time, deep conversations, and shared experiences. These connections are often the greatest sources of joy and fulfillment. Finding joy in simplicity is not about depriving yourself or living with less than you need. It's about living with intention. By focusing on what truly matters, you can create a life that feels rich, authentic, and aligned with your values. In the end, simplicity isn't just a strategy for happiness, it's a way of life that allows you to experience the beauty, peace, and joy that's already within your reach. Chapter 14. The Role of Hope in Happiness. Hope is the spark that keeps us moving forward, even in the face of uncertainty or hardship. It's the belief that tomorrow holds the potential for something better, and it fuels our resilience, creativity, and sense of purpose. Without hope, happiness can feel out of reach. But when hope is present, it becomes a guiding light that helps us navigate life's challenges and uncover joy, even in the darkest times. At its core, hope is about possibility. It's not about denying the difficulties or pretending that life is always easy. Instead, it's about embracing the idea that setbacks are temporary and that solutions, growth, and brighter days are always within reach. Hope gives us the strength to take risks, try new things, and persist in the face of adversity. It acts as a bridge between where we are now and where we want to be. Cultivating hope begins with perspective. When you're going through a tough time, it's easy to focus solely on the obstacles and lose sight of the bigger picture. Hope encourages you to step back and look at the situation through a wider lens. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How might this challenge lead to unexpected opportunities or growth? Shifting your focus from what's going wrong to what's still possible helps you hold on to hope, even when things feel uncertain. One of the most effective ways to nurture hope is to set goals, big or small, that give you a sense of purpose and direction. Goals provide a roadmap for your future, breaking down overwhelming challenges into manageable steps. When you work towards something meaningful, you create momentum and a sense of progress, which reinforces hope. Even taking one small step toward a goal can remind you that change and improvement are within your power. Visualization is another powerful tool for fostering hope. Take a moment to imagine a positive outcome for a situation you're facing. Picture what it would feel like to overcome the challenge, achieve your goal, or find peace in a difficult time. Visualization isn't about wishful thinking, it's about training your mind to focus on possibilities and solutions rather than getting stuck in fear or negativity. This mental practice can boost your confidence and motivate you to take action. Hope is also deeply connected to gratitude. When you take time to recognize and appreciate the good things in your life, you strengthen your belief in the potential for more good to come. Gratitude shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance, reminding you that even during tough times, there are still reasons to feel optimistic. Keeping a gratitude journal or reflecting on positive moments each day can help you cultivate a hopeful mindset. Another way to build hope is to seek out inspiring stories and role models. Hearing about others who have overcome challenges, achieved their dreams, or made a positive impact can remind you of the strength and resilience within yourself. These stories don't just inspire, they show you what's possible and reignite your own sense of hope. Surrounding yourself with supportive and optimistic people can also have a powerful effect, as their energy and encouragement help reinforce your belief in a brighter future. Hope thrives when you take care of your mental and emotional well-being. Practices like mindfulness and self-care can help you stay grounded and present, making it easier to access hope even in difficult moments. For example, mindfulness teaches you to accept the present moment without judgment, which can reduce anxiety about the future and help you focus on what you can control. Self-care, whether through rest, hobbies, or connecting with loved ones, replenishes your energy and strengthens your emotional resilience. It's important to remember that hope doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing negative emotions. Allow yourself to feel sadness, frustration, or fear when they arise. They're a natural part of the human experience. Hope coexists with these emotions, acting as a counterbalance that prevents you from becoming overwhelmed by them. By acknowledging your feelings and then focusing on what's still possible, you can maintain a sense of hope even during challenging times. Hope also requires patience and persistence. Life rarely unfolds exactly as we plan, and setbacks are inevitable. But hope reminds us that setbacks are not the end, they're simply part of the journey. When things don't go as expected, take a deep breath, reassess your goals, and keep moving forward. Each step, no matter how small, reinforces the belief that progress is possible. Hope is a choice. It's a decision to believe in the potential for growth, healing, and happiness, even when the path forward is unclear. It's a commitment to looking for the silver linings, finding meaning in the struggles, and trusting that brighter days are ahead. By cultivating hope, you're not just enhancing your happiness, you're building a life filled with purpose, resilience, and endless possibilities. Chapter 15. Aligning your actions with your values. True happiness isn't just about fleeting moments of pleasure or success. It's about living a life that feels authentic and meaningful. This deeper sense of fulfillment comes from aligning your daily actions with your core values, the principles and beliefs that define who you are and what matters most to you. When your actions and values are in harmony, you create a sense of integrity and purpose that lays the foundation for lasting happiness. Values are deeply personal. They guide your decisions, shape your relationships, and influence how you navigate the world. For some, values might include family, creativity, growth, honesty, or compassion. For others, they might center around community, adventure, or health. Identifying your values is the first step in aligning your life with them. Ask yourself, what do I truly care about? What makes me feel alive, fulfilled, and connected to something greater than myself? Once you've identified your values, take a closer look at how they show up in your daily life. Are your actions and choices reflective of what you believe in? For example, if one of your core values is health, are you prioritizing time for exercise, nutritious meals, and rest? If your value is family, are you making space for meaningful moments with your loved ones? Often, people experience discontent or unhappiness when their actions conflict with their values. This misalignment creates a sense of unease or dissatisfaction, even if everything else seems to be going well on the surface. Bringing your actions into alignment with your values doesn't require a complete life overhaul. Start with small, intentional steps. For instance, if one of your values is personal growth, you might commit to reading for 10 minutes a day, attending a workshop, or taking on a new challenge at work. If compassion is a core value, you could practice kindness by volunteering, offering a helping hand, or simply listening more attentively to those around you. These small actions, when done consistently, create a ripple effect that brings you closer to living a values-driven life. One of the most powerful benefits of aligning your actions with your values is the clarity it provides. When you know what truly matters to you, decision-making becomes simpler. Instead of feeling pulled in multiple directions or second-guessing your choices, you can ask yourself, does this align with my values? This question serves as a compass, helping you navigate life with confidence and purpose. For example, if your value is creativity, you might prioritize a project or hobby over obligations that don't resonate with your passions. If honesty is a value, you'll feel more empowered to speak your truth, even in challenging situations. Aligning with your values also strengthens your resilience. Life is full of uncertainties, and challenges are inevitable. But when your actions are rooted in your values, you create a strong foundation that helps you weather storms with grace. For instance, if one of your values is perseverance, you'll be more likely to stay focused and motivated during tough times because your actions reflect your commitment to that value. Similarly, if connection is a value, leaning on your relationships during difficult moments will feel natural and supportive. Living in alignment with your values also enhances your relationships. When you act in ways that are authentic and true to who you are, you attract people who share or respect those values. These relationships feel deeper and more meaningful because they're built on mutual understanding and alignment. Additionally, aligning with your values helps you establish healthy boundaries. When you're clear about what matters to you, it becomes easier to say no to things that don't serve your purpose, freeing up energy for the people and activities that do. Reflection is an essential part of this process. Take time regularly to evaluate how well your actions align with your values. Journaling can be a helpful tool for this. Write about your experiences, the choices you've made, and how they've made you feel. Celebrate the moments when you've lived in alignment with your values, and use any misalignments as opportunities to course correct. Growth is an ongoing journey, and self-awareness is key to staying on track. Sometimes, aligning your actions with your values requires courage. It might mean making difficult decisions, like leaving a job or relationship that no longer serves you, or stepping out of your comfort zone to pursue a goal that feels deeply meaningful. These choices aren't always easy, but they're often the most rewarding because they bring you closer to a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Remember that living in alignment with your values doesn't mean striving for perfection. It's about progress and intention, not flawless execution. Life is messy, and there will be times when your actions and values don't perfectly align. That's okay. What matters is your commitment to returning to your values and using them as a guide for your choices moving forward. Aligning your actions with your values is about living with integrity and purpose. It's about creating a life that reflects who you truly are and what you stand for. When your actions and values are in harmony, you experience a profound sense of satisfaction and peace, a happiness that's not dependent on external circumstances, but rooted in the authenticity of your own journey. Chapter 16. Cultivating Patience and Acceptance. In a world that moves at lightning speed, patience and acceptance can feel like lost virtues. We are conditioned to expect instant results, quick fixes, and immediate answers to our problems. However, cultivating patience and embracing acceptance are essential components of lasting happiness. They teach us to navigate life's uncertainties with grace, find peace in the present, and grow through the challenges we face. Patience is often misunderstood as passive waiting, but in reality, it's an active skill. It's the ability to endure delays, setbacks, or difficulties without becoming overwhelmed by frustration or negativity. Patience allows us to slow down and trust the process, even when the outcome isn't immediately clear. Whether you're working toward a long-term goal, healing from a painful experience, or simply stuck in traffic, patience creates the mental space to approach situations calmly and constructively. One of the first steps to cultivating patience is shifting your perspective on time. Many of us operate under a constant sense of urgency, feeling like we're running out of time to achieve our goals or solve our problems. This mindset often leads to stress and impulsive decisions. Instead, remind yourself that meaningful progress takes time. Just as a seed doesn't sprout overnight, personal growth, relationships, and success require nurturing and patience. By embracing this natural rhythm, you can let go of the pressure to rush and focus on the journey. Patience also involves practicing mindfulness. When you're feeling impatient, take a moment to pause and check in with your thoughts and emotions. Are you fixating on what hasn't happened yet, or are you fully present in the moment? Mindfulness helps you anchor yourself in the here and now, reducing anxiety about the future and allowing you to approach challenges with clarity and composure. Simple practices like deep breathing, meditation, or even counting to 10 can help you regain your sense of calm when impatience arises. While patience is about enduring the journey, acceptance is about embracing what is. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation or giving up. It means acknowledging reality as it is, without resistance or denial. Life is full of situations beyond our control, and fighting against them often leads to unnecessary suffering. Acceptance allows you to let go of the need to control everything and instead focus on what you can influence. Acceptance begins with self-awareness. Take time to reflect on what's causing you stress or frustration. Are you clinging to an ideal version of how things should be? Are you resisting change or holding on to unrealistic expectations? By recognizing these patterns, you can begin to release them and make peace with the present moment. Acceptance doesn't mean you have to like or agree with everything that happens. It means choosing to respond with openness and adaptability rather than resistance. One powerful practice for cultivating acceptance is reframing. When faced with a challenging situation, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or, how can I grow through this experience? This shift in perspective helps you find meaning and purpose, even in difficult times. For example, if you've experienced a setback at work, reframing the situation might involve viewing it as an opportunity to reassess your goals, improve your skills, or explore a new direction. Acceptance also involves letting go of perfectionism. Many of us strive for perfection in our work, relationships, and personal growth, setting ourselves up for disappointment when reality falls short. Instead, embrace the idea that imperfection is a natural and beautiful part of life. It's in our mistakes and flaws that we find opportunities for growth and connection. By accepting yourself and others as imperfect beings, you create space for greater compassion, understanding, and happiness. Cultivating patience and acceptance isn't always easy, especially when life feels chaotic or overwhelming. But with practice, these qualities become powerful tools for navigating challenges and finding peace. One way to strengthen your practice is through gratitude. When you focus on what's going well in your life, it becomes easier to accept what isn't. Gratitude reminds you that even in difficult times, there are still things to appreciate and celebrate. Another way to build patience and acceptance is by embracing the concept of impermanence. Nothing in life is permanent, neither the good nor the bad. This understanding helps you approach challenges with a sense of perspective, knowing that they too will pass. It also encourages you to savor the positive moments, knowing they're precious and fleeting. Relationships are another area where patience and acceptance play a vital role. No one is perfect, and conflicts are inevitable. Practicing patience allows you to listen, empathize, and respond thoughtfully rather than reacting out of frustration. Acceptance helps you appreciate your loved ones for who they are, rather than focusing on who you think they should be. Together, these qualities strengthen your connections and create a foundation for lasting harmony and happiness. Patience and acceptance are acts of self-love. They free you from the constant pressure to change, fix, or control everything around you. They teach you to find peace in the present moment, no matter what challenges you face. By cultivating these qualities, you create a life that feels more balanced, authentic, and deeply satisfying. A life where happiness is not something you chase, but something you carry within you. Chapter 17. The Transformative Power of Creativity. Creativity is one of the most underappreciated paths to happiness. Often we associate creativity with art, music, or writing, but it's much broader than that. Creativity is about expressing yourself, solving problems in new ways, and seeing the world through a lens of possibility. It's an innate part of being human, and engaging in creative activities can lead to profound joy, self-discovery, and fulfillment. The beauty of creativity is that it doesn't require you to be an expert or produce something perfect. It's not about the outcome, it's about the process. When you engage in creative activities, you immerse yourself in the present moment. Whether you're painting, cooking, gardening, or brainstorming ideas, creativity provides an opportunity to explore, experiment, and connect with your inner self. This state of flow, where you lose track of time and become fully absorbed in what you're doing, is one of the most satisfying experiences you can have. Creativity also has powerful effects on your mental and emotional well-being. Studies show that engaging in creative activities reduces stress, boosts mood, and improves problem-solving skills. It allows you to express emotions that might be difficult to articulate in words, providing an outlet for release and healing. For instance, journaling can help you process complex feelings, while painting or playing music can help you channel emotions into something tangible and beautiful. One of the greatest joys of creativity is its ability to foster a sense of play. As adults, we often lose touch with the playful curiosity we had as children, but creativity invites us to rediscover it. When you allow yourself to experiment without fear of judgment, you tap into a sense of freedom and wonder. You give yourself permission to try new things, make mistakes, and explore possibilities, all of which contribute to a deeper sense of happiness. Creativity is also a powerful tool for self-expression. It allows you to tell your story, share your ideas, and communicate your unique perspective with the world. This can be incredibly empowering, especially if you've ever felt unseen or unheard. Whether you're creating for yourself or sharing your work with others, the act of bringing something into existence that didn't exist before is profoundly rewarding. Incorporating creativity into your life doesn't require a lot of time, money, or specialized skills. Start with small steps. Dedicate 15 minutes a day to a creative activity that interests you. This could be sketching, knitting, writing a poem, or even rearranging the furniture in your living space to make it feel fresh and inspiring. Over time, these small creative practices can become a source of joy and inspiration that enriches your daily life. Creativity also plays a vital role in problem-solving and personal growth. When faced with challenges, a creative mindset encourages you to think outside the box and approach situations from new angles. For example, if you're stuck in a routine that feels unfulfilling, creativity can help you envision alternative paths and opportunities. It opens the door to innovation and adaptability, both of which are essential for navigating life's complexities. Another way to tap into creativity is to surround yourself with inspiration. Spend time in environments that spark your imagination, such as museums, libraries, or natural landscapes. Engage with the work of other creatives. Read books, watch films, listen to music, or explore art. These experiences not only stimulate your own creativity, but also remind you of the limitless possibilities for expression and discovery. Creativity is not just an individual pursuit. It's also a way to connect with others. Collaborative projects, like joining a dance class, participating in a group writing workshop, or cooking with friends, foster a sense of community and shared joy. These interactions often lead to meaningful relationships and memorable experiences, further enhancing your happiness. One of the most transformative aspects of creativity is its ability to help you reframe challenges. When life feels overwhelming, creative activities can provide a sense of control and purpose. For example, writing about your struggles can help you process and make sense of them. Creating art can transform pain into something meaningful and healing. By engaging in creative expression, you can turn difficult experiences into opportunities for growth and renewal. Creativity also encourages a growth mindset. It teaches you that mistakes are not failures, but stepping stones to learning and improvement. When you approach life with a creative mindset, you become more open to taking risks, embracing uncertainty, and finding beauty in imperfection. This mindset fosters resilience and optimism, two key ingredients for lasting happiness. Lastly, creativity is a celebration of life itself. It's a reminder that you have the power to shape your world, express your unique voice, and contribute something valuable. When you engage in creative activities, you're not just creating objects or ideas, you're creating moments of joy, meaning, and connection. Incorporating creativity into your life is not about becoming an artist. It's about becoming more fully yourself. It's about finding joy in the act of creating, whether it's a masterpiece or a simple doodle. By embracing creativity, you unlock a source of happiness that is as boundless as your imagination. In the process, you cultivate a richer, more vibrant life, one where happiness is not just experienced, but actively created. Chapter 18. Embracing change as a path to happiness. Change is one of the few constants in life, yet it's something many of us resist. Whether it's a new job, the end of a relationship, a move to a different city, or even the natural aging process, change can feel uncomfortable and unsettling. However, learning to embrace change rather than fear it is one of the most empowering steps you can take toward a happier life. Change brings growth, new opportunities, and the chance to redefine what happiness means to you. Resistance to change often stems from fear of the unknown, fear of losing control, or fear of leaving behind what feels familiar and safe. While these fears are natural, clinging to the past or resisting the inevitable can create stress, frustration, and a sense of stagnation. Instead, embracing change allows you to flow with life's rhythms, adapt to new circumstances, and discover unexpected joys along the way. The first step in embracing change is reframing how you view it. Instead of seeing change as a threat, try to view it as an opportunity. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How might this change lead to something better? Shifting your perspective from fear to curiosity can open your mind to the possibilities that change brings. For example, losing a job might initially feel like a setback, but it could also be the push you need to explore a new career path or pursue a passion you've been neglecting. Adaptability is a key skill for navigating change. It involves letting go of rigid expectations and being open to new ideas, routines, and experiences. When you're adaptable, you're better equipped to handle life's twists and turns with grace. One way to cultivate adaptability is to focus on what you can control. While you can't always change the circumstances, you can choose how you respond to them. For instance, if a move to a new city feels overwhelming, you can focus on exploring your new surroundings, meeting new people, and creating a sense of home in your new environment. Another important aspect of embracing change is acknowledging and processing your emotions. Change often comes with a mix of feelings: excitement, sadness, anxiety, or hope. Allow yourself to feel these emotions without judgment. Journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or seeking support from a counselor can help you work through your feelings and gain clarity about the situation. Suppressing your emotions or pretending everything is fine can lead to unresolved tension, while embracing them allows you to heal and move forward. Mindfulness is a powerful tool for navigating change. When life feels uncertain, mindfulness helps you stay grounded in the present moment. Instead of worrying about what might happen or dwelling on what you've lost, mindfulness encourages you to focus on what is happening right now. Practices like deep breathing, meditation, or simply observing your surroundings can help calm your mind and create a sense of stability amidst change. Gratitude can also play a transformative role during times of change. When faced with uncertainty, it's easy to focus on what's gone wrong or what you're losing. Gratitude shifts your attention to what you still have and what's going right. Reflect on the people, experiences, and opportunities that enrich your life, even as things evolve. Gratitude helps you find stability and hope, reminding you that there's still goodness to be found, even in the midst of change. Another way to embrace change is to cultivate a growth mindset. This means viewing challenges and setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as failures. For instance, if a relationship ends, a growth mindset encourages you to reflect on what the experience taught you about yourself, your needs, and your future. By focusing on growth, you can transform even the most difficult changes into stepping stones toward a better version of yourself. Relationships can provide invaluable support during periods of change. Lean on your friends, family, or community for encouragement and guidance. Sharing your experiences with others not only helps you feel less alone, but also allows you to gain new perspectives on the situation. At the same time, be open to forming new connections as your life evolves. Change often brings new people into your life who can inspire and support you in ways you didn't anticipate. Change also invites you to simplify and prioritize. As you transition to a new phase of life, take the opportunity to let go of what no longer serves you. This might mean decluttering your physical space, releasing old habits, or rethinking your commitments. By focusing on what truly matters, you can create a sense of clarity and purpose that makes the transition smoother and more fulfilling. Remember that change is a natural and necessary part of life. Without change, there would be no growth, no new experiences, and no opportunity to reinvent yourself. Embracing change means embracing life itself, with all its unpredictability and beauty. While the process may be uncomfortable at times, the rewards are worth it. Change allows you to discover new strengths, explore new passions, and redefine your happiness in ways you never imagined. By learning to embrace change, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. You become more resilient, more adaptable, and more attuned to the flow of life. In doing so, you cultivate a deeper sense of happiness, one that isn't tied to external circumstances, but rooted in your ability to navigate and grow through whatever life brings your way. Chapter 19. Practicing emotional intelligence for deeper happiness. Happiness is often influenced by the way we understand, manage, and express our emotions. This is where emotional intelligence becomes essential. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions, empathize with others, and navigate social interactions with awareness and grace. Developing emotional intelligence can transform your relationships, improve your mental well-being, and lead to a more fulfilling and joyful life. At the heart of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. It begins with understanding your own emotions, what you're feeling, why you're feeling it, and how those feelings affect your thoughts and actions. Many people go through life on autopilot, reacting to situations without pausing to reflect on the emotions driving their behavior. By practicing self-awareness, you can break this cycle. Start by checking in with yourself regularly. Ask, what am I feeling right now? Why am I feeling this way? How is this influencing my actions? Journaling can be a helpful tool for exploring these questions and gaining insight into your emotional patterns. Once you're aware of your emotions, the next step is self-regulation. the ability to manage your emotional responses in a healthy and constructive way. Self-regulation doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It means learning to respond to them thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. For example, if you're feeling angry, take a moment to pause and breathe before speaking or acting. This small delay can prevent you from saying or doing something you might later regret. Techniques like deep breathing, mindfulness, and reframing your thoughts can help you manage intense emotions and approach situations with a clearer mind. Empathy is another cornerstone of emotional intelligence. It's the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their feelings and perspectives. Empathy deepens your connections with others and fosters compassion and understanding. Practicing empathy involves active listening, truly hearing what someone is saying without interrupting or judging. It also means being curious about their experiences and validating their emotions, even if you don't agree with their perspective. When you approach others with empathy, you create a safe space for open communication and trust, which strengthens your relationships and contributes to mutual happiness. Emotional intelligence also requires social skills. This involves navigating interpersonal interactions with sensitivity and awareness. It includes effective communication, conflict resolution, and the ability to build and maintain healthy relationships. One way to enhance your social skills is by practicing assertiveness, expressing your needs and boundaries clearly and respectfully. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," you might say, "I feel unheard when we talk, and I'd appreciate it if we could work on that together." This approach fosters understanding and collaboration rather than defensiveness. Another aspect of emotional intelligence is recognizing and challenging negative thought patterns. Our emotions are often shaped by the stories we tell ourselves about situations. For instance, if a friend cancels plans, you might assume they don't value your relationship. However, challenging this assumption and considering alternative explanations, such as their being overwhelmed or dealing with an emergency, can prevent unnecessary hurt feelings. By re-examining your interpretations, you can reduce emotional distress and approach situations with a more balanced perspective. Building emotional intelligence also involves cultivating gratitude and positive emotions. When you focus on what's going well in your life, you train your brain to recognize and amplify positive experiences. Gratitude practices such as writing down 3 things you're thankful for each day can help you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. This not only enhances your happiness, but also improves your ability to cope with challenges, as you learn to find the silver linings even in difficult situations. Resilience is closely tied to emotional intelligence. Life is full of ups and downs, and developing EQ helps you navigate these fluctuations with greater ease. When faced with adversity, emotionally intelligent individuals are better equipped to process their emotions, seek support, and find constructive solutions. They're able to bounce back from setbacks and maintain a sense of hope and optimism, even when circumstances are tough. Emotional intelligence also enhances your ability to set and maintain boundaries. Many people struggle with saying no or advocating for their own needs, fearing they'll disappoint others or create conflict. However, healthy boundaries are essential for your happiness and well-being. Emotional intelligence helps you recognize when your boundaries are being crossed and empowers you to communicate them effectively. For instance, if a friend frequently interrupts your personal time, you might say, "I value our friendship, but I also need time to recharge. Can we plan a time to talk that works for both of us?" This approach shows respect for both your needs and the other person's feelings. One of the most rewarding aspects of developing emotional intelligence is the impact it has on your relationships. When you approach interactions with self-awareness, empathy, and effective communication, you create stronger connections and reduce misunderstandings. This not only fosters deeper intimacy and trust, but also contributes to a supportive network that enhances your overall happiness. Developing emotional intelligence is an ongoing journey, not a destination. It requires practice, patience, and a willingness to learn from your experiences. Start small by focusing on one area at a time, such as improving your self-awareness or practicing empathy, and gradually build on your progress. Over time, these skills will become second nature, enriching your life in countless ways. In the end, emotional intelligence is about understanding and honoring your emotions while navigating the complexities of human relationships with grace and compassion. It's about creating a life where you can respond to challenges with resilience, connect with others on a deeper level, and find joy in the richness of your emotional experiences. By cultivating emotional intelligence, you lay the foundation for a more fulfilling and harmonious life, one where happiness isn't just a fleeting feeling, but a lasting way of being. Chapter 20. Living in alignment with the present moment. In our fast-paced world, many people spend their lives chasing happiness in the future or reliving moments from the past. While it's natural to set goals and reflect on experiences, true happiness lies in the present moment. Learning to live in the now is one of the most transformative ways to cultivate lasting joy and peace. By embracing mindfulness and grounding yourself in the present, you can find beauty, contentment, and fulfillment in everyday life. The present moment is the only time you truly have. The past is gone and the future is uncertain. Yet, many of us spend our days consumed by regrets, worries, or plans, missing the richness of the here and now. Living in the present means fully experiencing what's happening at this very moment, whether it's the warmth of the sun on your face, the taste of your morning coffee, or the sound of laughter from a loved one. These small, seemingly ordinary moments are the building blocks of happiness. One of the most effective ways to live in the present is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of bringing your full attention to the current moment without judgment. It's about observing your thoughts, emotions, and sensations without getting caught up in them. For example, if you're feeling stressed, mindfulness allows you to acknowledge the stress without letting it overwhelm you. Instead of reacting impulsively, you can respond with clarity and calm. Practicing mindfulness doesn't require hours of meditation or a quiet retreat. It can be integrated into your daily routine in simple ways. Start by focusing on your breath. Take a few deep breaths and notice the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. This anchors you to the present and helps calm your mind. You can also practice mindfulness during everyday activities. For instance, when eating a meal, pay attention to the flavors, textures, and aromas rather than rushing through it or multitasking. When walking, notice the feeling of your feet on the ground, the sounds around you, and the rhythm of your movement. Another way to ground yourself in the present is to limit distractions. Technology, while useful, often pulls us away from the here and now. Constant notifications, social media, and endless to-do lists can make it difficult to stay focused on the moment. Set boundaries with your devices by creating tech-free zones or times during your day. This simple step can help you reconnect with your surroundings, your thoughts, and the people around you. Living in the present also involves letting go of attachment to the past and future. Many people carry the weight of regret, replaying mistakes or missed opportunities in their minds. While reflection can be valuable for learning and growth, dwelling on the past prevents you from fully experiencing the present. Similarly, excessive worry about the future can create anxiety and rob you of today's joy. Acceptance is key, accepting that the past cannot be changed and the future is uncertain, but trusting in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Gratitude is another powerful practice for staying present. When you focus on what you're thankful for in the here and now, you train your mind to appreciate the richness of your life. Keep a daily gratitude journal, noting 3 things you're grateful for each day. These can be as simple as a kind word from a friend, a beautiful sunset, or a moment of laughter. Gratitude shifts your perspective, helping you find joy in the present instead of constantly seeking it elsewhere. The people in your life can also help you stay anchored in the present. Meaningful connections thrive when you're fully present with others. During conversations, give your undivided attention. Listen without interrupting and resist the urge to think about what you'll say next. Being present with loved ones deepens your relationships and creates memories that enrich your life. Living in the present doesn't mean ignoring your responsibilities or aspirations. It's about finding balance, planning for the future while appreciating today. Setting goals is important, but it's equally important to enjoy the journey toward those goals. For example, if you're working toward a promotion at work, savor the skills you're developing, the challenges you're overcoming, and the progress you're making. Happiness isn't just about reaching the destination, it's about finding joy along the way. When challenges arise, staying present can help you navigate them with resilience. Instead of worrying about all the what-ifs, focus on what you can do right now to move forward. Break the situation into manageable steps and tackle them one at a time. By staying grounded in the present, you can reduce overwhelm and approach problems with clarity and confidence. Nature is a wonderful teacher of living in the moment. Spend time outdoors, observing the cycles of the natural world. Watch how the trees sway in the wind, how the clouds drift across the sky, or how birds go about their day without haste. Nature reminds us to slow down, to be present, and to trust in the rhythm of life. Remember that living in the present is a practice, not a destination. There will be moments when your mind drifts to the past or the future, and that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, but awareness. Each time you notice your thoughts wandering, gently guide them back to the present. Over time, this practice becomes easier and more natural, helping you cultivate a state of presence that enhances every aspect of your life. Living in alignment with the present moment is about embracing the gift of now. It's about finding joy in the ordinary, connecting deeply with yourself and others, and appreciating the beauty of life as it unfolds. By grounding yourself in the present, you create a foundation for lasting happiness, one that isn't dependent on what has been or what might be, but on the infinite possibilities of the here and now. Chapter 21. The interconnection between giving and receiving. Happiness doesn't exist in isolation, it thrives in connection. One of the most profound ways to cultivate happiness is through the interplay of giving and receiving. Often, society glorifies the act of giving while overlooking the equal importance of receiving. Yet, both are essential for building meaningful relationships, fostering a sense of belonging, and creating a balanced, joyful life. By understanding and embracing this interconnection, you can enhance your own happiness while contributing to the happiness of others. Giving is one of the purest expressions of care and compassion. Whether it's your time, resources, or energy, giving allows you to connect with others and make a positive impact in their lives. It can take many forms: helping a friend in need, volunteering in your community, sharing a skill, or offering a heartfelt compliment. When you give, you experience the joy of contributing to something greater than yourself, which fosters a sense of purpose and fulfillment. The science behind giving is fascinating. Acts of generosity trigger the release of endorphins, often referred to as the helper's high, which creates a sense of well-being. Additionally, giving activates the brain's reward centers, reinforcing feelings of happiness and satisfaction. It also strengthens social bonds, as generosity fosters trust, connection, and reciprocity. Studies show that people who regularly engage in acts of giving tend to experience greater life satisfaction, lower stress levels, and even improved physical health. However, giving is only one side of the equation. Receiving is equally important, yet many people struggle with it. Accepting help, gifts, or compliments can feel uncomfortable, as it requires vulnerability and the willingness to acknowledge your needs. Some people fear being seen as weak, while others worry about feeling indebted. Yet, receiving is not a sign of weakness. It's a natural and necessary part of human connection. When you allow yourself to receive, you give others the opportunity to express their care and generosity. Imagine how you feel when someone rejects your offer of help or a heartfelt gift. It can be disheartening, as though your effort is unappreciated. By accepting with gratitude, you honor the giver's intentions and create a reciprocal flow of kindness and connection. Receiving graciously also reminds you that you're not alone, fostering a sense of belonging and mutual support. The balance between giving and receiving is crucial. When you focus solely on giving without allowing yourself to receive, you risk burnout, resentment, and a sense of imbalance in your relationships. Similarly, if you only receive without giving back, it can create feelings of guilt or dependency. The healthiest relationships are those where both giving and receiving are valued and practiced freely. To cultivate this balance, start by reflecting on your own tendencies. Are you more comfortable giving or receiving? If you lean heavily toward giving, consider what holds you back from receiving. Is it pride, fear of vulnerability, or a belief that you must always be self-sufficient? Challenge these thoughts by reminding yourself that receiving is not a burden. It's a gift that allows others to connect with you. Practicing gratitude is a powerful way to embrace the act of receiving. When someone offers help, a gift, or even a kind word, take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate their gesture. Expressing gratitude not only deepens your connection with the giver, but also reinforces the positive impact of their kindness. For example, if a friend offers to lend a hand during a busy time, instead of saying, "Oh, you don't have to," respond with, "Thank you, I really appreciate it." This simple shift strengthens the bond between you and the giver. At the same time, consider how you approach giving. Are your acts of generosity motivated by genuine care, or do they come with expectations of recognition or reciprocation? True giving is unconditional. It's about offering without strings attached. When you give from a place of authenticity, the act itself becomes its own reward. One of the most profound aspects of giving and receiving is the ripple effect it creates. Kindness is contagious. When you give, you inspire others to do the same, creating a chain reaction that spreads positivity far beyond the initial act. Similarly, when you receive graciously, you encourage the giver to continue their generosity, amplifying the cycle of happiness and connection. Giving and receiving also teach valuable lessons about humility and interdependence. No one can navigate life entirely on their own. By accepting help or kindness, you acknowledge your shared humanity and the importance of community. This interconnectedness is a cornerstone of happiness, reminding us that we are stronger and happier together. Incorporating the balance of giving and receiving into your daily life doesn't require grand gestures. It can be as simple as offering a compliment to a stranger, accepting assistance from a colleague, or sharing a meal with someone in need. These small, everyday acts of kindness and openness create a web of connection that enriches everyone involved. Giving and receiving are not opposing forces. They are two sides of the same coin. Both are acts of love, care, and connection that nourish our relationships and deepen our sense of fulfillment. By embracing this interplay, you create a life where kindness flows freely, happiness is shared, and every interaction becomes an opportunity to uplift and be uplifted. Chapter 22. The Healing Power of Forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most transformative acts you can undertake on the path to lasting happiness. It's not always easy, but it has the potential to free you from the emotional burdens of anger, resentment, and hurt. While many view forgiveness as a gift to others, it's equally, if not more, beneficial to yourself. Forgiveness allows you to let go of the past, heal emotional wounds, and create space for peace, joy, and fulfillment in your life. At its core, forgiveness is about releasing the hold that a painful experience or person has over your emotions. It doesn't mean condoning harmful actions or forgetting what happened. Instead, it's about choosing not to let the hurt define you or your future. Forgiveness empowers you to move forward, untethered from the weight of bitterness or anger that can rob you of your happiness. The first step toward forgiveness is acknowledging your feelings. When someone has wronged you, it's natural to feel anger, betrayal, or sadness. Suppressing or denying these emotions only prolongs the pain. Take time to explore and understand your feelings, whether through journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or seeking support from a counselor. By acknowledging your emotions, you create a foundation for healing. Understanding the perspective of the person who hurt you can also be an important step in the process. This doesn't mean excusing their actions, but trying to see the situation through their eyes can help you develop empathy and reduce the intensity of your anger. For example, consider whether their actions were influenced by their own pain, insecurities, or limitations. Recognizing their humanity doesn't negate the impact of their behavior, but it can help you see them as flawed rather than malicious, which makes forgiveness more attainable. Forgiveness is also about reclaiming your power. When you hold on to anger or resentment, you give the person who hurt you control over your emotions and well-being. By forgiving them, you take back that control and refuse to let their actions dictate your happiness. Forgiveness is an act of self-liberation, a way of saying, "I choose peace over pain." One of the biggest misconceptions about forgiveness is that it requires reconciliation. While forgiveness can pave the way for repairing a relationship, it doesn't always mean you need to resume contact with the person who hurt you. Forgiveness is an internal process, and it's possible to forgive someone while maintaining boundaries or choosing not to engage with them anymore. The goal is to heal yourself, not necessarily to restore the relationship. Practicing self-forgiveness is equally important. Many people carry guilt or shame over mistakes they've made, which can lead to feelings of unworthiness and self-criticism. Just as you would show compassion to a friend who made a mistake, extend that same kindness to yourself. Acknowledge what happened, take responsibility if needed, and then let go of the self-blame. Remind yourself that making mistakes is part of being human, and every mistake is an opportunity for growth. Forgiveness doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that requires time, effort, and patience. You may find that certain memories or triggers bring up old feelings of anger or hurt, even after you've decided to forgive. This is normal. Forgiveness is not a one-time event, but an ongoing commitment to release the past and focus on the present. Each time these feelings arise, remind yourself of the reasons you chose to forgive and redirect your energy toward healing and growth. Mindfulness can be a valuable tool in the forgiveness process. When painful memories or emotions resurface, mindfulness helps you acknowledge them without getting caught up in them. Instead of reliving the hurt, You can observe your thoughts and feelings with compassion and detachment. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, or grounding exercises can help you stay present and centered as you work through the process of forgiveness. Gratitude can also play a role in forgiveness. While it may seem counterintuitive, reflecting on the positive aspects of your life can shift your focus away from the pain of the past. Gratitude reminds you of the good that still exists, even in the wake of hurt. It also helps you reframe difficult experiences as opportunities for growth and resilience. For example, a painful breakup might lead to greater self-awareness and clarity about what you want in future relationships. The act of forgiveness doesn't just benefit you emotionally, it can also have profound physical and mental health benefits. Studies have shown that people who practice forgiveness experience lower levels of stress, reduced symptoms of depression and anxiety, and improved cardiovascular health. Letting go of resentment can also improve your relationships, as it frees you to approach others with openness and trust, rather than fear or defensiveness. Forgiveness fosters a deeper sense of peace and freedom. When you let go of the past, you create space for joy, connection, and new opportunities. You're no longer held captive by the actions of others or the weight of your own mistakes. Instead, you can move forward with a lighter heart, embracing the present and the possibilities of the future. Forgiveness is not about forgetting or excusing. It's about choosing to prioritize your happiness and well-being over lingering pain. It's a courageous act of self-love that allows you to break free from the chains of the past and step into a brighter, more fulfilling future. By embracing forgiveness, you not only heal yourself, but also contribute to a world where compassion and understanding pave the way for lasting happiness. Happiness is not a fleeting feeling or an elusive destination. It's a journey shaped by the choices we make, the habits we nurture, and the perspectives we embrace. Over the course of this exploration, we've uncovered the many dimensions of happiness, from cultivating gratitude and practicing mindfulness to fostering meaningful connections and embracing resilience. These practices, while diverse, share a common thread. They all empower us to live more authentically, more intentionally, and more joyfully. Each chapter has illuminated a path toward happiness, reminding us that it's not about perfection, but progress. We've learned that happiness is not something external to be chased, but an internal state that can be cultivated, regardless of circumstances. It thrives in the balance between giving and receiving, the courage to forgive, the willingness to embrace change, and the wisdom to align our actions with our values. Happiness is deeply personal, yet universally attainable. It's found in the small, everyday moments, a shared laugh, a kind gesture, a moment of stillness. It's woven into the fabric of how we approach life, how we treat ourselves and others, and how we navigate the inevitable challenges we face. By committing to practices that nurture our well-being, we not only create a life that feels fulfilling, but also inspire those around us to do the same. As you move forward, remember that happiness is not a final goal, but an ongoing process. There will be highs and lows, moments of clarity, and times of uncertainty. What matters is your commitment to show up for yourself and to approach each day with curiosity, compassion, and a willingness to grow. Happiness is a practice, and every small step you take brings you closer to the life you deserve. So, take a deep breath, embrace the present moment, and begin your journey toward lasting joy. The tools are now in your hands, and the path is yours to walk. Happiness isn't out there waiting to be found. It's within you, ready to be created, nurtured, and shared with the world. Let this journey be a celebration of your growth, your resilience, and the beautiful potential that lies ahead.